What is up, my brothers from another mother? So I'm catching up on some of the questions you guys have emailed me on topic suggestions or topic requests, if you will. Want to catch up. I got one from a subscriber that was asking the question about dad bod. So let's dive right into this. He emails and says, looking to get your take on the dad bod. I've heard the term and recently came across a couple of clips about the dad bod being attractive to women. They seem to suggest even more attractive than those of us who pick up heavy stuff. Looking through the red lens, I see it as nothing more than a push to expand the pool of beta males and a push to the dreaded wall that much further away. I tend to kind of agree with what you're saying here. I don't know about the wall portion of it, but there's been a general feminization of the Western male. I did a video on it about a year ago. You can dive down the channel to go find it. But I went in depth about how the pussification of the Western male has been slowly but surely happening. So check that out for more information there. But what I want to do is, let me find the page I had. This is the dad bod page. Okay, so this is what a dad bod looks like, or that's what the definition is, I believe. This, I think, is Leonardo DiCaprio. Somebody correct me if I might be wrong, but it's essentially distended abdomen, so your belly sticks out a lot more than your chest. You don't have defined pecs. No shoulders, not much in the way of arms going on here, pretty skinny. I don't know how old Leonardo is, and I'm pretty sure he's not a father, but over here, that's my version of the dad bod, okay? I'm 44 years old. That's my daughter on my shoulder just taking the shot. You don't have to carry around that much belly fat and weight. It's just a matter of eating right, picking up heavy stuff, you know, putting a priority on self-care. So in this article, they asked 100 women, do you like guys who have a dad bod? So let's just go down to the responses. So out of the 100 women, 15% or 15 said, I only go after guys with dad bods. I would love to see what the 15 women look like that selected that one. Sure, why not? 23%. Maybe, but it's not something I look for, and absolutely not. I think that they're probably being a little kinder than what they need to be during, answering the survey. But it looks like the vast majority of women answered honestly. Whenever there's a conflict, guys, between what women say and what women do, believe what they do. I'm going to show you what they said as far as comments here. I mean, it looks, let's see. It wouldn't deter me, this one says. It definitely wouldn't deter me from him. I love a man with a little extra something to hold on to. If you're smaller than I am, I tend to feel big, and that's just no bueno. I don't specifically seek out dad bods, but I definitely don't mind it. Plus, it makes the extra hugs extra squeezy. I don't know about that one. I care more about personality than looks. I call bullshit. If you're not super buff, you probably have interest outside of working out yourself. Okay. I like guys that can take care of themselves, sexier if that means fit, but it's not about being physically perfect to be attractive. Okay. All right. So, sexy and real. If you're lazy with a dad bod, no thank you. But if you have a dad bod and you're into fitness, healthy lifestyle, then okay. All right, let's go to this page here. There was a Tinder experiment. It's a long study. You guys can go look it up and read through it. But there was a Tinder experiment done. Just Google that title, where they wanted to find out what the swiping habits of men versus women were. Now, we know throughout history, based on genetic discovery, that roughly 80% of men have not passed on their DNA. Whether it's through a function of disease, famine, war, murder, whatever the case may be, or probably in that mix somewhere is not being adequate enough for women's sexual desire for reproduction. But they found that a good 75 to 80% of women have passed on their genes, which basically means a good 20% of the male populations that's passed on its genetic material throughout history. So about 20% of the men have been sleeping with 70 to 80% of the women, which is pretty consistent. We already know that that's fairly true. That's where you get the alpha fucks, beta bucks notion. But it is what it is. Now, the other thing that happened in the study here, they found out, where's the chart? This is difficult to explain, but they found out basically when they were studying the habits, men would swipe right on roughly 80% of the women. Okay, let me say that again. Men found about 80% of the women, the optics, because it's a visual game when you're swiping, okay? The optics were Yes, I like this, because that's all that really Tinder and Bumble is I'd hit it or not, right? Yes, the optics are great. I'd like to go out with that. Okay? 80%. For women, they swipe right on about 20%. So they find 80% of men basically undateable. They're not reading your bio. If there is a bio, there's nothing there anyway. So again, it's purely based on the optics, the visual cues, the signals of the man. We know that women prefer men, broad shoulders, tall, tight waist, not a lot of belly fat, good symmetry to the face. I did a video. I'll try to remember when I edit this to look it up, but I did it in the last couple months. You can find it too. It's called What Do Women Really Want? And the study revealed, it was a university study of a whole bunch of women, what women truly find attractive. And at the top of the list was the optics, okay? It's what you look like. Looks matter. It's why I preach to you guys that self-care matters and that you should become the best version of yourself. Don't expect women or men, if you're watching this, guys, to accept you for what you are. The sexual cues of attractiveness have been consistent throughout history. They've never changed or modified. We can social justice warrior and liberal things up to the point where we try to encourage people to accept overweight, obese, or typically unattractive body styles. You know, had a conversation with somebody, you know, in the last couple weeks where they were going on about attractiveness in the body. And it's like, you don't want to deal with all kinds of medical conditions and things that come from obesity, like diabetes and all sorts of stuff like that. So, I mean, it's more than just the optics. Like, we know as human beings what's attractive and what's not attractive. So I'll wrap it up at that. I hope that answers your question. You can go dig up this survey, or sorry, this article. It's just called We Asked 100 Women, and you'll see what they all say in the comments. Some of them are very revealing, but there you have it, folks. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any requests for a topic, you can email me at entrepreneursincars@gmail.com or just leave a comment in the video below. See you guys in the next video. By the way, if you need coaching on anything, I do that stuff. You're stuck in anything in life, let's get you unstuck. Clarity.fm/Richard Cooper. Again, a link in the description below. Peace.